And welcome back, everyone, to crap. I just remembered I don't remember what part I'm on at the moment for this series. I think I'm on part 10 or 11, if I'm not mistaken. I'm double checking now. I am on part 11. Okay. So, as you can tell, I didn't come out on Wednesday. I got delayed on Monday with things after I got out of work. Normally I get out of work a certain time and I have plenty of time, but I got delayed for like an hour, almost 2 hours, and then just threw my entire schedule for the week off. So what I'm doing now is playing just the tiniest bit of catch up, because really the only video I'm technically behind on is this one. So anyway, part 11 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition. Luckily, I had started the video yesterday, but I got delayed. I got interrupted, sorry. And I was unable to finish it, so I at least know where I'm going, at least for the first half of this What If. That's not true. I know where I'm going overall, but I know the actual style in which I want to tell it. So we left off with Naruto and Tsunade, finishing their little clash. And it actually ends basically in a draw here. Naruto ultimately would have lost because he didn't have Ichimonji, and Tsunade was not going very, hard on Naruto. She lost some skin on her finger and almost broke her finger, but ultimately she's fine. She looks at Jiraiya and says, why would you teach someone that technique when they could never master it? It's like, oh, shut up, I'll have that technique down in 3 days' time. It's like, how about this? Make it a week, and I'll even throw in my necklace. Now, obviously, where we left off with Naruto, he had the Rasengan down to the point where, oh yeah, Tsunade's going to lose that bet. It's not even, in question at this point she would lose that bet. Because she just didn't know how well Naruto actually, had maintained the Rasengan at that point. Or had learned the Rasengan at that point. She just saw him use it and just thought he couldn't do it. Because it wasn't completed at that point. So we now go through the week after that. And Naruto obviously got the Rasengan down. Jiraiya is, she slipped me a Mickey. Jiraiya is drugged. She goes to meet Orochimaru. Really, we cut to the three-way deadlock fight because everything pretty much goes to pat there, except for the fact that Naruto actually learns the Rasengan. So everything goes about the same up until we get to Jiraiya and the gang actually showing up to play, and Orochimaru and Kabuto both look at Naruto and go, Naruto, and that fool Jiraiya. So they're both thinking about, what should we do with him? After all, because Naruto, unlike in the original, Naruto displayed A abilities and B, having access to that, the brush, Ichimonji, he displayed abilities that actually put Kabuto and Orochimaru on edge. But Kabuto basically says, without that brush, you don't really have any aptitude to be a ninja, Naruto. You're not like Sasuke. What? It's like, true, you've learned a little bit, but without that brush of yours, you wouldn't have any real powers to stand on whatsoever. And it's like, don't listen to him, Naruto. It's not true. You have learned everything you have on your own. I may have aided you, but all the teachings you've gained are your own, and only yours. And it's like, I know that this guy is not going to be able to get under my skin that easy. It's like, that being said, I'll show you exactly what I can do. It's like, Shimako Jutsu. He's injured on his left side. Or was it his left or his right? He's got an injury on his hand. I'll go for that side. And, he comes in. Obviously, Kabuto throws the blood in one of the clone's face. That being said, Naruto does still have Ichimonji, and he brings it down, and Kabuto does have to avoid that. Due to the fact that, he does not want to get hit by that thing because he's basically at this point figured out, it has something to do with taking abilities away, and if that thing hits him, he might be in trouble. But ultimately, he's able to overcome Naruto. Naruto, boom, gets smacked in the face, although he almost he actually does manage to graze Kabuto's arm, and Kabuto feels like, damn it, did he tag me? It's like it did get you a little bit after all. Damn it, my eyes. It's like, stand down, Naruto. This isn't your fight. I'll take it from here. And now Kabuto's at a bit of a disadvantage. He can't mold chakra as well because his arm is now an R. And that is taken directly from the manga, by the way, the Bleach manga, where he cuts the main villain Yhwach's arm and turned it into an R. Basically, because it cuts the name in half. When it comes to odd numbers, I think it rounds up. because he didn't hit arms. He didn't hit his arms. Otherwise, it would officially be R's. So I'm guessing with odd numbers of rounds up. And so with Shizune and him going toe to toe, he jabs her in the chest. He makes sure to do it with his dominant, but she does the poison cloud. Orochimaru summons the snakes. Naruto does try to help out with Gamabunta. Unfortunately, he's so preoccupied that I don't think he brings out Gamakichi, though. I think he maybe brings out just Gama. And it's like, damn, kid, I thought you were able to bring out Bunta. It's like, I can't focus my chakra right enough. There's so much going on. It's all right, kid. Gama's more useful than anything. And with Gama, he's climbing up the snakes to duke it out with Orochimaru, but he's got Gama on his side now, which actually does add a factor into the fight Orochimaru is not planning on. Granted, Gama, I don't think, would alone be able to take Orochimaru on, just like Jiraiya and the snake could not theoretically take Orochimaru on. But, Nigo Jizo! Orochimaru was able to get past that. I'm wondering why he didn't put a curse seal on Jiraiya. Maybe he realized that at that point, before the curse mark settles, he might have been able to remove it. But ultimately, Orochimaru just cuts off his sword, slices Gama, who gets injured, and poofs away. Meanwhile, the snakes come, try to eat Naruto, but Naruto's like, painted black, painted black and black. And those are the two basic releases. And I'll be honest, I kind of like Blacken just a little bit better, so I'm going to be going Blacken from here on out. Blacken Ichimonji! And then immediately the snake just... And Naruto, because this thing has no power whatsoever, nothing, because its name is now completely gone, just whoop, pops up. Unlike before, he was like, you're not getting me a second time. It's like, boop. It's like, Shizune, leave Tsunade. And, Kabuto comes in again. It's like, I got you now. And he comes in with his other arm, his strong arm, because at this point he's now down 50% on the other arm. And he's about to, smack into Tsunade, but Naruto comes in and he smacks into Ichimonji. And what he does is he just taps it, and then the ink comes out, and he has to back off real quick. And it's like, damn it! No, my hand. Looks like that hand's nothing more than a ha now, huh? As a right? Or huh? Naruto probably like, huh? It's like, wait, ha. It's like, you know what I'm trying to say, damn it. That was actually my bad. I just realized that wordplay. I'm like, oh god. But looks like that hand. Looks like that hand's nothing more than a huh. About that, you should really be careful. Names have power. I keep telling everyone, and just he goes into like the demon eyes, just like names have power. You should be very careful how you use names. You should be very careful. What happens when the name changes? What does it become then? And give it like I said, Naruto. You're nothing without that blade. You wouldn't be able to go toe to toe with me at all if you didn't have that thing. And Naruto's just looking at it, actually, I was like, I know you're trying to goad me, drawing Kabuto. But all of a sudden, Ichimonji goes back and he's like, Naruto, what are you doing? Don't go into. He's like, he's not. I know he's wrong, but honestly, ever since you came into my life, Ichimonji, I have wondered if it is just you who's been able to give me strength, the fact that I have the fox in me, or if it's my own abilities. I have to do this for myself. Naruto, you know it's not true. You know you are, and he's just like, you are a strong ninja in your own right, everything you've accomplished. But I will support you no matter what. And he just he puts Ichimonji, and he says, hey, Grandma, hold this, and. He just, he's looking at Kabuto, like, you want to go? Let's go. And so I was like, fine, come on, Naruto. If you die now, your dreams will never come true. You don't want to do this. And Naruto's just, suddenly just pops out two kunais, like, waiting on you. And he just charges in at Kabuto. It's like, you just threw it all away. Fine. Dreams can't come true if you're dead. And, they go toe-to-toe for a little bit. Naruto's able to avoid his chakra scalpels by A, having kunai available and just kind of throwing him out there here or there, but B, also having his seal barrier trick where it's just, the minute he's about to hit, it's like, that's right, use that trick against Neji. Neji, I have to admit, you do have some abilities now. That little portable barrier you carry is quite the trick, but it's not enough. You really should have been keeping an eye more on the people you were protecting. And then he just, again uses the blood to get in Naruto's eye, but Naruto's like, no, and he's like, huh. It's like, got you. It's like, where do you think you're going? All of a sudden, he gets caught by some ninja watch, gets pulled in again, but he sees this Rasengan. It's like, and Tsunade just sees like, that's impossible. It's like crap, and basically Kabuto just going straight. It's like, if I can't get out of this and I'm about to be hit, I'm taking the kid out with me. And he basically just jams both of it, puts all the chakra he can, given the fact that his chakra is immensely messed up within his arms specifically. For the chakra scalpels, Naruto sees this and briefly activates the Fox's chakra, and it briefly powers up the Rasengan even more. So now you got hyper Rasengan, slightly tail beast enhanced Rasengan, and chakra scalpels coming at each other, and then they both just connect. Kabuto goes flying, Naruto goes flying back. He's farther away from Shizune and Tsunade's point, and just Tsunade, Shizune, and he kind of sprints as best he can over there. Are you guys okay? It's like, Naruto, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. And he's Kabuto landed the strike, and he did both hands. Now, luckily, because of the weakened hand and arm, or now ha and r, so hair, or arha that he used, it's not as deadly as it could have been, because it could have been that could have been an instant kill, but fortunately Kabuto didn't get that, and Kabuto's struggling to heal up because the Rasengan he got hit with was just far stronger, and his chakra's just messed up, especially in his arms, and his limbs basically. So he's struggling. I hit him both. I hit him in the wherever he hit him. Even with my chakra messed up, even with my power taken away in my limbs, he doesn't have the strength to save himself. He'll be breathing his last breath soon. You bastard! I knew you'd do something like that, so I prepared beforehand. Like, what is he talking about? It's like, is he talking about this? Is he talking about taking the power? Even if he took half the power in my hand and my arm, it shouldn't matter that much. What is he getting at? And Tsunade, I was like, no, just don't die, please don't die. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? I told you, I prepared beforehand. I knew you'd be able to, and even so, I knew you'd be able to help me out. Oh, Grandma, that's what you do when you're the Hokage, right? Besides, I can't die yet. You owe me for that bet. And he just kind of puts his hand down, and just, and he's like, wait, how is he still alive? Now, granted, Naruto survived in the original anyway, but in here, Naruto's like, I told you, I prepared beforehand. That burst from the fox wasn't for my Rasengan, it was for me. Added a bit more oomph to my body. And besides, it helped reinforce the minor barrier seal I always keep on my person. It's like, what? And there's a little bit of a seal on Naruto's, jags. Like, she sees it on his chest. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, one of your shots did hit my chest, but luckily it was the one from the hand I weakened. The other one hit my clothing, and I always keep a very minor barrier seal there. It's not really good for anything except dulling blows. I really got to upgrade that at some point. Oh, and Naruto is actually awake still. He's not passed out. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to be much use anymore. But he's actually able to. She heals him up, and he's like, he sits up. He's barely able to. Ow. It's like, just stay here, all right, Naruto. A child, and Orochimaru's seeing this, and he hears what he did, mastering his the fox's chakra like that, and mastering a Rasengan. It's unheard of. And so he basically, goes straight to Naruto, who finally gets all Ichimonji, but he can't really move at this point. He's like, crap, I can't move. And Tsunade gets somebody, Tsunade, Grandma! Tsunade, this child will be a problem if the Akatsuki get a hold of him. I'm doing us a favor. And, they duke it out, and she does her Genesis rebirth, and ultimately, Kabuto is finally able to recover. He's barely able to make the hand sign, but he can still do it. And, he summons Manda. Orochimaru, Gamabutsu comes out, Katsuyu comes out, and, Shizune and them are all looking on. And there's like, that bastard snake, they're not going to be able to take him out. What do you mean? He's too tricky for that. for that. They're all in a weakened state. And Katsuya, I can tell, isn't designed for combat. And this is Ichimonji relaying a little bit of this information from him as well. But ultimately, he could kind of figure this out. Bunch is more handled for taking on Mana, but Dry is messed up as well. And sure enough, as the fight progresses, now Gomuda probably could have beaten Manda in a one-on-one fight, but Manda still was tricky as hell. Tsunade, stabs him through the mouth, cracks Orochimaru on the jaw, and Kabuto ultimately rushes to his aid, and they're all just tired out. It's like, damn it, and Shizune goes over to Tsunade to help her out. It's like, Lady Tsunade, he's like, I'm okay. It's like, Kabuto, we're leaving, and Naruto's like looking at it, it's like, no, I can't let him leave. And it's like, Naruto, you're not, no one else is seeing Naruto get up. So, they see the look in his face. It's like, it's over. You'll take this victory today, but it won't be the last. Next time we meet, and he starts to fade away, I will gain the secret to immortality. And as they're about halfway, melded in the ground, and all of a sudden they feel a pulling sensation. Just, why? And they're melding, so it's like, huh? What? Because Dry ended up, getting cratered in the ground, and he said he had a broken foot and a cracked rib. He tried to follow him, but he couldn't. These guys they tried to, and they couldn't do anything. But as they're leaving, they stop, and the melding stuff, and they're back up, and they're like, what is this? All of a sudden, bits of their body is just starting to kind of peel off. And cut over to Naruto about, I want to say, 30 seconds to, a minute prior. You'd think they would have noticed something like this. But they were so enwrapped in their own bullshit that they didn't notice this, that Ichimonji was activated again. And Ichimonji warns Naruto, like, this is dangerous, Naruto. We've only used this technique a few times, and only on inanimate objects. You know what may happen if you mess this technique up. I'm not letting the bastard get away. No matter what. That's my ninja way. It's like, it's very well, Naruto. I will try to mitigate because this is such a fraud new technique. I'll try to mitigate it as best I can, the effects. But it's going to be. But in your condition, it may not be the easiest to use. It may cause a lot of problems on your body. I'm prepared for that, Ichimonji. Very well then drink. And he pours the blackness into the cup and drinks it. Now, anyone who has been hearing me for a little while describe what Ichimonji does knows what this technique is and know where we're going. And you gave him this technique? Oh, sure, I gave him the technique because he has the technique, and I gave it to him this early because I thought it made for a very good story point. But make no mistake, he's not going to be able to move around for a while after this because the level of strain is going to put on him in his condition right now is not pleasant. Still, though, he drinks it, and all of a sudden, they all feel the power surge, and, they all feel the power surge, and all of a sudden the pull, Orochimaru and the pull, and Kabuto and the pull on them. Now, why am I describing it as a pull? Well, Naruto basically just says, you're not going anywhere. This is for the old man. Futen Tasatsuryo, or Slaughter's Mausoleum of the Halted Reincarnation. A large it's after chanting incantation, which I cannot remember the actual name of the incantation. I gotta find, actually, the technique has an actual page here. I can probably find the incantation. Oh crap, is this the full incantation? Holy crap. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna do this. We're going all the way on this. O twilight and everlasting darkness, come to me. Come and have a drink. And once you do, your life will fade. The flowers will bloom along the road to hell. Where are the fish? Let me paint them black. Cut them into 8 and cook them well on top of flame of black. And enjoy the meal. All that's left are bones of white. Make them a gravestone and pay respects. May they never be reborn again, so that you won't be sacrificed as food. Futen Tatsutsurio! And hold on, I'm actually going to get a picture of this, because and this is a colored image too. This is just a badass image. This is what appears behind freaking Naruto right now, just boom! And basically, as I described, what the technique does is it actually strips the black. Because even though Ichimonji produces ink and controls the whole identity of names and stuff like that, its actual ability is controlling blackness in the entire universe. And basically, it strips the blackness off of the opponent from your flesh, your bones, organs, everything, until you cease to not. You are literally absorbed, stripped from existence. And Naruto's now doing this. He's like, ah! It's like, what is this? And they just feel their flesh, their skin. And even Kabuto's like, what is? I can't stop this. And he's trying to heal it, but he's like, no matter what he's healing, it's just being stripped away. Just it's very existence. And everyone's looking on. It's like, you will not get away again, like Naruto said, for the old man. And then, this isn't over. You cannot stop this. Nothing will stop my ambitions. I will be immortal. I learn all the techniques. No, this isn't possible. No. And the Kabuto just screams. And then finally, their skin, flesh, organs, bone, everything is just gone. They just cease to exist. And it's over. And Naruto just, it's like, holy, and Jiraiya's like, holy crap. Everyone's just looking at it like, holy crap. You can do that? What the hell? That was for you. Oh, GG. And then Naruto just face plants like, Naruto! And then, boom. Oh. And in his mind, he's like, I told you that there'd be ramifications, but fortunately, you seem to just be completely exhausted your chakra. That's all. Even with your reserves, you're going to be out of commission for a little while, Naruto. And, Tsunade goes into her old forms like, to think he has this much power, he could probably be Hokage himself. He were just more mature-headed. It's like, yeah, this kid's full of surprises. I only ever saw him use the technique in training, and only gets in objects like rocks and trees. See what I did there. And to think he was able to kill the Orochimaru on his own. Amazing. And so, my younger form will return after a little while. You know what you got to call me now. It's like the fifth Hokage. And, Naruto's looking at it, it's like, unlike before, he doesn't, give her as much shit, because he actually accepts, that's what Hokages do, that's what the Hokage does, right? To protect people. He does give her a little shit, it's like, but it's more just, poking fun at her, just, it's like, alright, fine, whatever. You don't make me regret this, otherwise I'll take that position from you. He's like, I'm hoping you take that position from me someday, kid. After all, I don't want to be Hokage forever. And so, they all walk off and, into the sunset, if you will. Now, she goes to heal Kakashi, but really two things I want to address right now, because I'm going to end this part right here, is, A, someone brought up a question, and it's a very fair question, and I had to think on that a bit. Kind of like how I had to think about the whole Samahata thing. Could Naruto basically remove the power of the curse mark from Sasuke by using Ichimonji's ink ability? And I had to think on that, and my ultimate answer is no. Because the problem with the curse mark is, as a mark, yes, it is there. But the problem is, it's basically like a tattoo. Where, yeah, the tattoo is there, the ink is there. But the ink is under your skin. And we shed skin cells all the time and all that. So, he would still have to be touching Sasuke's body. It's like touching Sasuke's hair. A hair is still a part of Sasuke. Now, if it touched a part of Sasuke's clothing that wasn't a main part of him, that might be different. Like, if you got ink on his clothes maybe lose all of his abilities. But Sasuke might not. Sasuke might not lose his name. But because the seal is touching his skin, I do think that's the case. He would not be able to do that. Now, when using the Bankai, that's a very tricky thing to answer. Because you kind of have to use the Shikai in tandem with the Bankai. Either way. But now we also raise another question, and it's a big freaking question. A, Samahata has been taken out of the equation for this story. And B, Orochimaru and Kabuto are gone. Legit gone. And there's actually no feasible way to resurrect Orochimaru in this version, because the way they did it in the original series was Kabuto had taken Orochimaru's DNA, too, the white snake form he takes, and merged it with his body. So what Sasuke did was take that part of Orochimaru's flesh, added with the chakra from the curse mark, and that's how he's resurrected, because a part of Orochimaru's soul is in there. And while that still might be the case, there's nothing of Orochimaru left to combine it with. Naruto erased everything about him. So Orochimaru can't come back in the series. Not in any traditional way. If there is another way that we haven't figured out yet, then possible, but there's no traditional way for Orochimaru to come back, at least by the story's own parameters of Naruto. So they make it back to village, heal Kakashi. Sakura's real happy to hear that. Even Naruto meets up with Hinata again. It's like, hey, Hinata, you're all right. You're doing great. Yeah. It's like, I'm fine, thank you. Yes. And it begs the question: what happens with the Sound Four when they realize that Orochimaru's gone? Like Kimimaro, I think just flat out croaks. Kabuto's not even there to kind of help keep him alive, so I think he just flat out dies. And then I think eventually when they realize that Orochimaru's gone, they just go their own ways. Like maybe they still operate out of that base, but they're just doing their own thing now. Maybe so. It's a solid like. I think also like they throw a little pity towards Suigetsu and like they release him because they're technically prisoners of Orochimaru as well. So yeah, I think they're all just going their own ways, but or they just stick together. I mean, honestly, despite the fact they kind of don't get along the best, I can see them sticking with each other just because reasons. Though they go their own ways a lot of the time, they always come back to the base. They operate out of it. Suigetsu though goes probably back to the mist to see if he can like get Zabuza's blade or whatnot. And Karin is just he's still working there. Like she and Junga are just kind of content doing what they do there. Anyway, at least for the time being, until something happens, which maybe so, maybe not. Anyway, thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. That's where we're going to end part 11. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know the review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll be back to later with the next part of the Goku Adopted by Roshi series. And I got the Zanpakuto video to do today. Plus, I got the Who to Win and What If to record for tomorrow. So I got a lot. By the way, I did make an executive decision. I am not going to go see Dear Evan Hansen this week. And I have to go see movies that I just don't care about, sure. But I've got all these videos to do today, so that's taking up a lot of my time. And B, the reviews aren't that great. So there's that as well. And C, I'll be honest, I just don't feel in the mood it's weird. I actually just don't feel in the mood to go out and see a movie today. Which sucks. It does. Oh god, and Dear Evan Hansen dropped considerably from the last time I saw the reviews. It was at 47% last I saw, with now a 83 critic reviews. It's a 36%. Oh, that's not good, man. That's not good. And again, I hear a lot of the problem seems to be the casting. Ben Platt just seems too old to be playing this part anymore. Anyway, I digress. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time, folks. Or see you later in this case.